Now change management for web apps. The way we were changing or doing the change in the conventional type of software processes or the SDLCs, we need the change management for web application, the websites and the mobile apps also. So in order to implement the effective change management within this terminology code and Go philosophy, which is already we are following in web app development, the conventional change control process has to change. It needs to be modified. So how do we do this? We can divide it into certain categories, certain classes. So this is how we employ the change management for web apps. Let us see one by one. There are different way it can be done. So the class 1, you can categorize these changes into certain classes, 4 classes namely. The first one, second one, third one and fourth one. So what are these classes? Class 1 is when a content or a function change that corrects an error or enhances local content or functionality. That is, it is not related to anyone. There is a simple content you need to change or correct. This is of class 1 kind of change. Now when you do this, see, you need to classify the requested change. So we are classifying into the change 1. When it is done, you just come here, you don't do anything. Okay, just check out the object to be changed and you do the make changes in design, construct, etc. Now coming to the change class 2. Class 2 here, we are trying to change or modify the content and function that has impact on other content objects or function objects. So there are certain objects which are related to this object. So when we do this, then we have to do a certain different action. So what we do here is the class 2 change, we have to acquire related objects and assess impact of change. That changing of this content, how it is going to affect the other different related objects. So changes required in related objects, we can do that, or the normal flow we'll go to the checkout objects later. This is the class 2. So now coming to the class 3 change. Now this class 3 change is all about content and function change that has a broad impact on the web app. That is, you are extending the functionality, you are doing certain significant enhancement, or you are reducing the content, or you are even changing the navigation scenario. Major required changes in the navigation is required. So here class 3, you need to develop a very brief written description of the change, and you need to transmit or give it or distribute it to all the team members. Please remember, team members for review. So this is okay, you go ahead, or if it is going to further evaluation, we'll go for that. This is the class 3 kind of change. 3 changes we have seen. Now the class 4 changes. Class 4 changes is even more significant. That is, you are doing a major design change. You are changing the interface. You are changing the whole navigation approach. Now these changes will clearly be notified or noticed or observed by the user across the globe. So now you need to be very sure what you're doing. So you cannot do by yourself. You have to involve the stakeholders. So you have to develop brief written description of the change. You have to distribute it to all the stakeholders for you, of course the team also. And then if it is okay, we go ahead. Otherwise it has to be further evaluated. Once this is done, there is a common path. We check out the objects to be changed. We make changes either in design, construct or test, then again test it and check the objects that were changed. That is the testing again part. And finally we publish it on the web app.